Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and it's finally time to do another sale of custom parts. It's been a while. I've had a lot of stuff going on with the new kid and buying a house and everything, and I'm gonna have a video about that very soon for you guys, about the house, not the kid. The kid's a little bit older. Anyway, it's time for a custom sale. So I have a variety of things now. This sale is gonna be different from previous sales. Only one other sale was like this. So if you haven't been around for a while, my sales now are through a website where you don't have to do PayPal. I mean, you pay with PayPal, but you just buy it like through a regular website, regular retail online experience sort of thing, online retail. And so that's much better. And this time it's even more different because this time everything that I'm selling is in stock, ready to ship. I'm not doing pre-orders, which does mean you get your item much faster. However, there are far fewer available. Normally I do like hundreds and hundreds because that's how many people pre-order. This time I have a very small quantity, comparatively speaking, of each thing that I've already made, and it's ready to ship. So once it sells out, it's done, okay? I may do more in the future, like this sale doesn't include any beast heads. There will be beast heads in the next sale, just so that you have an idea how this will work. I'm gonna try to have new stuff and old stuff each time I do one of these sales, and this time I do have new stuff and old stuff. Okay, so let's just dive into, I guess I can give you some more details real quick before we get into the meat and taters. You can be anywhere. It doesn't matter where you live, although I don't think the US is shipping to Russia right now. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure you can be anywhere. That's my rule, is it can be anywhere, but if you are in a place where they won't let me ship, I can't do anything about that, and I will just refund your money when I go to ship. So there's that, but yeah, I will ship internationally. It'll cost more. That'll all be clear on the website. The shipping prices will be there, and then the prices for the items will be there. I don't have the prices set for the items right now. I'm filming this well before the sale is actually happening, so I don't know, but the sale prices will be on the website. Obviously, you'll know what you're paying for, and the prices are in line with everything else I've already sold, so you'll have some idea. Things I sold in the past. So yeah, you can be anywhere. Payment is going to be, I think, just PayPal. I'm not sure what the website lets you select, but again, that'll all be very clear. It's going to be a very straightforward process for you guys. And since all of the items are already in stock, I'll be able to get them all shipped out probably within a week or two, because it depends on how many people buy stuff, but there could be still a lot of orders. But still, a week or two is nicer than many months that it usually takes me to make everything after the sale. Okay, so things we have for sale this time: the Spawn X axe, some Metroid stuff, and then a couple of custom heads. Let's go ahead and start with the Spawn X. We'll get that out of the way because I know a lot of you guys want that Spawn X. So this is a custom Spawn X. It's different than the last one. It looks very similar. I know it's the same base sculpt, but I did change the head of the axe slightly. If you don't have a keen eye, you might not notice. Same thing with the handle, just slightly, but generally it looks the same. It's the axe from Soul Calibur, made to go with the McFarlane Spawn figures. This is the Throne Spawn, just to show you. It can go with any of them. Of course, the axe for Soul Calibur goes to a spawn with no cape, but we don't have that. So you can put it with any spawn you want to. But this is the most recent one, so I'm using him as my example. Okay, so the axe was 3D modeled in ZBrush, then I 3D printed it. I did a fine-tuning for the detail sculpt and stuff like that with the battle damage and whatnot, and then I made silicone molds and then resin, polyurethane resin casts. That's how we have the final product. So it is a durable product for the most part. Like, it's not metal, but it's not 3D printed chintzy stuff. It's durable resin, and then it's all hand painted / airbrush painted / I did it all by hand one way or the other. Okay, so you get the nice finish all the way around. The handle is painted. I've done as much as I can to keep it from scratching. I do recommend you warm the hands up on any of the Spawn figures before you put the axe in the hand, just to keep it from scratching the handle. You could rub some of the red off. There is black underneath, so it's not super problematic, but that is the thing. So be aware of that. Okay, but the cool thing about this version of the Spawn Axe, even those of you who already got a Spawn Axe last time and love it, this might be something you want to buy, because this version glows in the dark. And in the light, kind of. The eyes are separate pieces but they're separate pieces this time. They're just very slightly transparent. You won't be able to tell that, but they do glow in the dark. And this, I used a special glow-in-the-dark powder, which is the best glow-in-the-dark powder. Glow-in-the-dark, I can't speak English. Glow-in-the-dark powder you can get. It's, let me see if my brain works. Strontium Illuminate? I think that's what it is. I might be saying that wrong. Anyway, it's the best thing you can get. So it's pretty darn cool, and I'll show you. I got one of these to show you guys. I recommend you get a little UV light for your action figures. Some of them glow really nicely, and this is going to be a good example because this guy, I didn't modify the figure at all, and you're going to see in a second. But you can get these on Amazon for a few bucks. They just shoot out UV light. Good for finding scorpions if you're in the desert too, for that matter. But anyway, these glow very brightly, and I have all the studio lights on right now, so I'm going to show you how they look with that, and then I'll turn them off so you can see. So the cool thing is, though, with this glow-in-the-dark powder is they will gather the energy from just regular UV light, especially sunlight. Sunlight works best for that. Regular house lighting will do some, but not as much. So they'll glow just kind of all the time a little bit if they're getting hit by sunlight. But it will hold the charge for a while too, depending on how long you have them in the sunlight. Basic glow-in-the-dark type of rules, but this stuff does it really well. Anyway, this will show you, it'll glow immediately when you hit it with the UV light. Then it'll also hold the charge for a little while. So I'll show you with the lights on right now. So I'm not doing it right now, and then see the eyes changing colors? That's not the light reflect. I mean, it is technically, but that's not just me making it look brighter. That's the eye glowing from the UV light, and then Spawn's eyes do the same thing, which is really cool. But let me show you what it looks like without crazy studio lighting to wash everything out. That's not even all of the lights off. These things glow quite a bit. And you don't have to have the light right on there, so it doesn't turn everything purple. You can get everything to light up pretty nicely. And of course, if you hold this on there for a while, and then take it away, it'll still glow for a while, relative to how long you have it on there. But it's hard for me to show you actually how it's going to look in person, but they glow really well. But anyway, the Spawn Axe glows, it matches his eyes, and so it doesn't need to glow, of course. It still just looks like the Spawn Axe if you want that and don't want to worry about getting a UV light or sticking it in the sun. But you do have that option so that his eyes and the axe glow wonderfully. So the axe is for sale. I'm not selling any unpainted, unglowy versions. It's just this. I think I might have one solid green version available, but it was just a test run and it doesn't glow all that well. But anyway, if you want it, it'll be there, but only for one person. But anyway, this is the case for the Spawn Axe. There you go. I will note, in full transparency, making silicone molds and using resins and glow-in-the-dark powders and everything, it is quite a challenge for a variety of reasons. One of the things is there's always some level of shrinkage and that kind of problem, and then pressure fitting parts is always a hassle too. So to be fully transparent, some of the axes do have, if you look directly at them, you'll see where the eyes meet the middle, some gapping if you look at the right angle. It was too much for me to get them to fit perfectly every single time because, like I said, silicone molds are not exactly a scientific instrument. So there will be some gapping if you look at just the right angle. Some of them are worse than others. Some of them have none. It's just going to be luck of the draw. But if you turn the axe just a little bit, you're not going to see them. You know what I mean? So if that bothers you, don't buy it. I'm being completely upfront. It's not an absolute perfect fit for the pressure fit on the glow-in-the-dark eyes. There's just nothing I could do about that without spending way too much time and money to make it worth doing. So just putting that out there. If you don't like it, don't buy it. But there you go. That's the Spawn Axe. He can hold it nicely. All right. Okay. Spawn Axe is covered. Next thing I want to talk about is the other set of new things, and that is, or are, Super Metroid missiles and super missiles. Same deal for the glow-in-the-dark stuff. The super missile. Well, first I 3D modeled, 3D printed, molded, casted everything, then painted. And I gave it a nice, shiny, bright silver without being glossy, so it matches the Figma type of paint job pretty darn well, if you're going for that sort of thing. All right, so you get the super missile here. It does have the green tip, obviously. Same thing as the Spawn eyes. I used the same glow-in-the-dark stuff. It's glowing right now just from the light in the room, which is pretty darn cool. But if you hit it with the UV light, it glows a lot. And of course you can hold it on there longer and let it charge up. But the cool thing about this, the way I did these, was I made it glow brighter at the tip and then it faded to the back so it looks extra cool even when it's not glowing. I'm trying to get it to not have any light hit it, but it looks like it's glowing all the time even when it's not glowing, but it will glow a little bit all the time with UV light, and then with the UV actually hitting it, it glows a lot. All right, so that's pretty cool. And then this one, same thing, but with purple. Same glow-in-the-dark powder, but since it's purple, it works a whole lot less. Nothing I can do about that. I don't make the materials, I just shape them. So this one doesn't have anywhere near as much of an effect. In person, it looks a little bit better than on camera, but it also doesn't glow anywhere near as well It's unfortunate. It does glow. You can kind of see the tip starting a little bit right there. And when you have it in person, it will look slightly better or worse depending on how it looks on camera right now. I can't quite tell. It just doesn't work as well. So you do get the missile, but the glow effect isn't anywhere near as good on the purple, unfortunately. They have a hole in the back so that you can use this stand. I was gonna do something a little bit more fancy, but I figure the majority of people don't modify and have custom stuff. I wanted to make it as easy as possible for people to display what they are buying, so I had to just put a hole in it that will accept this stand. I would definitely personally do like a little wire thing to hold it up so that it doesn't get as clumsy as this, but I had to make it as approachable for everyone as possible and not make it cost too much because they are just accessories. But you get your missile and your super missile based mostly on Super Metroid, but I mean they have the same general design throughout. So these will be available also in the sale. One thing I forgot to mention, so I'm editing back in this section like a professional, definitely had this planned. Oh, what a bum. All right, is that not only does the missile glow, this was a little bit of a happy accident, but come on, Figma Samus, just stand still. Goodness gracious, stand up. Okay, so not only does the missile that I'm selling glow, but we'll hold the missile here. Oh, put it in place so you guys can see. We'll do that. All right, look, so she's firing the missile. Ooh, cool. Okay, watch this. This is extra cool. So the missile definitely glows, right? You see that? But so do the lines in her gun. So if you get your LED, or I mean your UV light just right for your photo, and it's hard for me to show you with the studio lighting, at least so you can see it a little bit, you can get it just right so that it looks like her gun is actually glowing. You can kind of tell. Anyway, yeah, these orange and yellow lines glow. The UV light in person works better. Filming dark stuff and light stuff at the same time is very difficult, but you guys get the idea, all right? So you have that extra coolness feature. It's the only thing on her that actually glows, I think. Yeah, but you do get that. So hey, what the heck, pretty cool. And then lastly, we have a variety of Logan heads. These were pretty popular last time, so I figured I'd go ahead and throw a few more of these up since I had them all, had the sculpts still lying around. So you get a variety of different Logan heads that are available. The yelling one, the angry one, and then the cigar smoking one. Same ones as last time, same exact things as the last sale. So if you missed that, very, very, very small number of these will be available. These things take so much more time to paint and make than just the molded parts and slightly painted parts. So be aware of that. But we have the Logan heads available as well. So that's gonna do it for this sale. Like I said, much smaller allotments of each of the various things. And they are ready to ship. So if you want any of those things, the website will be in the description below, and you guys can have at it. It will be, I'm guessing they sell out very quickly. It's only like tens of each thing, not for the heads, very few number for the heads, but tens of each of these things. So not hundreds. If you want them, you need to get in there and buy them. And then hopefully I have more next time if you miss out this time. Okay, I think I've covered everything. If you have any questions, ask me in the comment section below. But otherwise, go to the website, buy them, and I will ship them. There it is. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.